alarm goes off at 3:45 every morning. I get up about 4. You know, you got to hit that snooze button a few times. But about 4 o'clock, I get up every morning. I go on the air at 6 in the morning. I'm usually at the station till like noon. You know, sometimes 1 o'clock, depending. And then I come here, film, whether it's for Guy Code or Guy Court or Girl Code or, you know, Charlamagne and Friends, which premieres January 15th at 1 p.m. I mean, at 11:30 p.m. on MTV2. But it's fun. It's always something to do. I get to do cool stuff that I never even thought of doing. Like, you know, I interned in 1998 at a radio station in Charleston, South Carolina called Z93 Jams. And, you know, I actually was having a conversation with a radio personality. You know, things were different back then. It wasn't the era of somebody tweeting you and saying, I'm going to take your job. You know, I can do what you do better than you. We had more of a respect for people back then. So I saw a radio personality, his name was Willie Will, and I asked him, I was like, hey man, how'd you get in the radio? And he told me, he said, you went and got an internship. And I said, so I can just go down to the radio station and get an internship. And he was like, yeah. And you know, like, you don't have to be in school. And he was like, I don't think so. He didn't even know. So I didn't ask no questions. I went down there, filled out the paperwork, and they gave me an internship. I mean, I was just cool with everybody. You know, that's the type of person I am. I want to kick it with everybody, dialogue with everybody. I'd go out with the different jocks, and you know, I would have to go with them on remotes because I have to set up this stuff, and so I would just be having conversations with them. And I remember Ron one day was like, "Man, you need to be on the air." And plus, I used to go in there with the night guy who was Willie Wood. I would go in there with him and just sit down and just observe. And sometimes he'd let me talk on the mic. So that's when they started hearing me. They was like, "Yeah, let's try him out." And that's how I got on the programming side of it. You know, I don't even like to use the word fearless because I just never thought about it. Like my father's a very honest person. My uncles are very honest people. We just got to come from a very honest family. If we want to say something, we just say it. You know what I'm saying? If we got something to address, we just address it. You know, I don't even think about it. Like I always want to do things that push the culture forward. You know what I'm saying? Whatever can help push the culture of radio forward. Because I feel like we are the leaders of the new school when it comes to radio, and I just think it's different things that we've done, especially, you know, from an internet standpoint, that have helped push the culture forward. Like, you know, people see our interviews online, all the different webisodes and stuff we do. So it's kind of like a natural evolution of that.
Being you is being honest. But is there a person that you're like, nah, I would never like say like all the things that are on my mind with them? Like,
nah, nobody. And the reason it's nobody is because I never approach people in malice. Like, I'm never doing things with the intent of, oh, I'm gonna be disrespectful, or oh, I'm gonna get at this person. That's what they like to say on the blogs. Oh, Charlamagne gets at such and such. Like, you know, I'm not trying to get at nobody. I'm just gonna honestly speak my mind. Like, the approach might be different. Like, you know, it's funny, man, because somebody will see it. Like, you'll see an interview I did with Jay-Z, and they'll be like, oh, Charlamagne dick riding Jay-Z. I'm not dick riding Jay-Z. I'm showing something called respect. You know what I'm saying? And I think that in this era, people don't understand, like, if you love something, because I'm a huge fan of Jay-Z, if you love something, they call it dick ride. If you dislike something, they call it hating. Like, you know what Kanye, I wasn't hating Kanye was. I just don't like what Kanye's become now. So I expressed that, but I'm a fan. That's just a disgruntled fan. But I'm not hating. But it's just that there's no medium. Like, where's the medium? Like, I'm not going to talk to Oprah the way I talk to Natalie Nunn. I'm not fucking supposed to.
Do you feel as though that's going to start changing? Because, you know, when you're working with a network, they're like, oh, you got to turn the channel a bit, you can't say that. Do you think that's going to start?
I mean, they haven't, you know, made me do that thus far, but I'm smart enough to know how to police myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm always willing to grow and evolve. You don't ever want to become a caricature of yourself. That's why I see a lot of people fail. People that I've looked up to, they become caricatures of themselves because they feel like they have to be a certain way in order to, you know, get viewership or get people to tune in or get people to talk. And to me, that's whack. Macklemore's a good example. In the hip hop community, people don't really, they don't really like Macklemore for whatever reason. I don't have a problem with Macklemore. I actually like Macklemore. I like his story. I like the fact that he was an independent artist who prospered the way he did last year. I think it's a travesty when stuff like the BET Hip Hop Awards don't acknowledge him when he was actually the biggest rap artist of last year. You know, I don't like when people say things like, "Oh, he's on because of white privilege." Like, you know what I mean? Like, so somebody like Macklemore come on the show and be like, "Yeah, make sure you get at Macklemore." Like, get at Macklemore for what? What has Macklemore done to be got at? Other than work hard, make good music, and win. Yo, you don't ever want to get caught up in being a caricature of yourself because You know, even when you said, like, I'm not afraid to express my opinion, the reason I'm not afraid to express my opinion because it's truly my opinion. So if you ask me how I feel about it, I can tell you exactly why I feel this way. I can tell you exactly why I don't like it. I can tell you exactly why I love it. And even if you don't agree with it, you still be like, well, I respect to some people. I grew up around a lot of honest people. Like, I never even started thinking about it or giving it any thought until when I recently, in the past couple years, when I got on Power 105, and you read, you know, certain things about you, and you read how people feel about you. You know, I hear you say, "Oh, Charlamagne, you're so honest." Like, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just being me. This is who I am. You know. So it's like, even when, like I said, people will be like, "Oh, well, he dick rided this artist, but he hated on this artist." It's like, I don't know what to tell y'all. Like, I'm just being me.